ברשות כל הקדוש, everybody welcome. בעזרת השם ברכה, הצלחה, בריאות, הרבה דסייע דשמיא, קיריל דניאל בן מיכאל, וגם איגר אליהו בן נדיה, סלמון בן נדיה, יצחק בן ניה, פרנסה, בריאות, בעזרת השם ברב אילוס, שם שוט return to him 1000 פעמים, וגם את משה בן רב אריאל dzhurayev, ברכה, הצלחה, בריאות, פרנסה טובה, הרבה דסייע דשמיא, וכן יהי רצון ונאמר אמן. בין המתים לחיים, 1000 הבדלות, לעילוי נשמת כל הנפטרים בשנה הזה, whoever is not able to say Kaddish for them, בעזרת השם, בזכות הלימוד, the Torah is much greater than a Kaddish, should lift up the souls, הפרט in אבנר, וכל הנפטרים, וכן יהי רצון ונאמר אמן. סוג 11 בביזיונות מגוי. So we continue with our book, why a person gets disrespected by the goyim. So we're asking all the time, the question is why? Why? We have a lot of doubts. And we're the chosen nation. That's what it says in the Torah. If somebody does not like it, go argue with the Torah. Go argue with Hashem that we're the chosen nation. So if we're the chosen nation, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says you're the chosen. But if I'm the chosen, why I have to get disrespected? So over here it says why a person gets disrespected by goyim. Arabs, Christians, doesn't make a difference. Why there's a Spanish Inquisition, why there was a World War II. There's many questions to be asked, why? And the answers, we don't like the answers sometimes. Sometimes we hear from the Goyim. We say, no, the answer of the Goyim, Chas v'Shalom, is better than what the Chachamim gave. So the Chachamim gave exactly answers. The reason we don't accept the Chachamim answers because they say the Emet, the truth. And a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. They say, no, it's not the truth of it, it's not what it is. So over here we learn is the 11 reasoning why a person gets disrespected. So one of the 11 reasoning is from the Goy. Ad b'terem hayedot Israel la'am sovlim bizyonot migoyim. When a Jewish people became as a nation, as holy nation, by accepting the Torah, from that moment in time, the Jewish people getting disrespected. They became as a nation. So we, before they became nation, before the Matan Torah, we Bnei Noach, then we came from Abraham from Yitzchak, Yaakov, from Yaakov, 12 Shuvatim, 12 tribes. And that's what our continuation. Then we came as a one nation, and everybody, it doesn't make a difference, big, small, right? Everybody, Chas v'Shalom, disrespecting Jewish people and not treating them well. Even you take a little kids, Arabs, you could see they're disrespecting the adults in Eretz Israel, even the littlest one. We're not talking about even the bigger ones. Bigger goyim. Mina Yehudi Rishon. What means Mina Yehudi Rishon? The first Jew. What means Yehudi? Yehudi, there's a couple translations. Me'ever HaYarden. Avraham Avinu alav hashalom was the first Jewish person. But excuse me, the Jewish nation was not until the Matan Torah, Am Israel, or the Bnei Israel. So it says that he was the first Jew, which means Yehudi. Lo la'avod avodah zarah. He did not do idol worshiper. So who was the first one that did not do idol worshiper? Avraham Avinu alav hashalom. Mina Yehudi Rishon Avraham Avinu alav hashalom. Vad hayom hazeh Am Yisrael mibazim al yadei goyim. From Avraham Avinu time, Nimrod threw him the kivshan ha'esh to the fire. From Avraham Avinu alav hashalom until now, Jewish people getting disrespected. So who was the first one who got disrespected? Avraham Avinu. By who? By Nimrod. He was not only disrespected. Nimrod threw him like Kivshan ha'esh, he threw him in the fire, and survived from the fire with God's help. Ke'adua Esav le'olam soneh et Yaakov. And we know that Esav is all the time is going to hate Yaakov Avinu. We know that. But how come the Trump, Trump, But how much can he be a president? He cannot be, he's not Hashem. You understand? He's still Esav. Oh, then we say he's a good Esav, he's helping, he's doing this, but it's still Esav. You understand? We're still behind it, it's still Esav. But we don't understand it. We say, no, is everything good? We still live in an Esav country. Esav still controls the whole world. You understand? And Esav, he says, still would hate Yaakov. Who is Yaakov? Is Am Yisrael. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, you're not allowed. That's it. What are you not allowed? People, for example, recently, Ivanka Trump, she became a Jew. Some people call her Esther Malka. Halachically speaking, her mother passed away. Halachically speaking, she's not allowed to go to church. The only way she is allowed to go to church is somebody running after her and they want to kill her. So for the respect of her mother, she's not even allowed to go inside the church. Once she became a Jewish, once she becomes a convert, she's not allowed to go to church. So they do many tachbulot, they make the excuses and do it. So we don't know who is really Emeti Jew when they really convert to the Judaism. Habizayon min hagoy hu tova gdola. If a goy disrespected us or continue disrespecting us, is the best thing happen for us for the Am Yisrael. Katuv Rabbeinu, it doesn't make sense. שיש חילוק בין הגדול בין האיסורים שאדם יקבל על עצמו לבין האיסורים שאדם מקבל מאחרים. It's two different things when a person gets the isurim, pain and suffering, is coming through him from himself, which is from his sicknesses, from his close ones, or from somebody he does not know. What does it mean? What does it mean? עיקרון זה מובן על ידי משל, שאדם משבח את עצמו. He says, let me give you a prime example. If a person, he praise himself. I'm praising. Look how smart I am. Look how fast I am. That's not praising. You're praising yourself. Anybody could praise themselves. או לשבח ערך. אדרבה, נחשב כגנאי. Says, he's making himself all the time praiseworthy. He says that's not so praiseworthy. It's ganai. It's the opposite. He's not praiseworthy himself. What if his kids or his wife, they're praiseworthy him? If somebody else praiseworthy him, like his wife or his kids, it's much greater than he's praiseworthy himself. Why? What about the other people that somebody hates him? Somebody hates him, but he praiseworthy him. Mitkadeshem shamayim. The Akadosh Baruch Hu name becomes more holier in this world. Kamo badugma Rabbi Shimon ben Shatach. You know all the prayer like in Achilchot Rambam? All the prayer, also Masechet Megillah, all the prayer that we have, put it together, but the Anshe Knesset Agdolah, is made by the Rabbi Shimon ben Shatach. She'achzir avidato legoy. Rabbi Shimon ben Shatach, he saw the goy, he lost something. And he gave the goy back whatever he lost, which is the goy lost it, Rabbi Shimon ben Shatach gave him back to him. V'ata goy machris, Baruch Hashem Elokei Shimon ben Shatach. He says, praiseworthy, blessed is he, Shimon ben Shatach. That means he did Kiddush Hashem. Even a goy says, Baruch, blessed is Hashem that created Rabbi Shimon ben Shatach. Kocho kapara atzum. Somebody getting disrespected by the goyim. Kocho, which means the strength and the power of the kapara, is one of the highest level. So there's a kapara Yom Kippur. There's a kapara when the people do tshuva. But when he gets disrespected from the goyim, it's also one of the greatest kapara he could get. Kapara, which gives forgiveness for his sin. כך לעניין איסורים. ממשיך רבי ארהלי, אם אדם יבזה את עצמו, ליבו נחת קצת. He says a person disrespect himself or he's been disrespected by close ones. His heart is not so broken. אך אם מקבל ביזיונות מאשתו, אז יותר נכלא נשבר ליבו. If he gets disrespected by his wife, his heart becomes more broken. Why she don't respect me? ככל האדם רחוק ממנו, כמו גוי. The more person is further away from him. He says, like a goy. אז ביזיון בא לכוח רב יותר כדי להכניע את החלק הרע שבקרבו. He says, if the goy is disrespecting Yehudi, Jewish person, he says, a person, like we know, Adam HaRishon achal me'etz hadat tov v'ra. Adam HaRishon was eating from the tree, knowledge, good and bad. He says, when a goy is disrespecting us, we have a good and bad. When a goy disrespecting us, he takes the bad away from us. So again, we created each person. No, I didn't create it with the good and bad. We're all tzaddikim. No, but the Adam HaRishon, like Shara Gilgulim, it says, Kain heaven, was mixed with the Tov Vara. Because Kain veHevel, and we come from the Kain and Hevel. Because of that, we have good and bad. So when a goy disrespecting us, he's taking the bad away from us. How great is that? How better matana, how better the present it is. לכן שאדם מישראל סובב בזיונות מגוי, מצטער על ידו, מתחברים לו בזה עוונותיו בעת סתר, בעת עוז. If a Jew got disrespected by goy, the more he gets disrespected, the more his sins get cleanser and cleanser. בלי שיעור ממש, מדוע? He says without any limits. And why? Why? The question is always why. Lama umru haggoyim. Why the goyim says, but we don't ask why. But we have another answer. Why are we getting disrespected by the goyim? So one of the reasons to take the bad out of us. כי מעולם לא יוותר הקדוש ברוך הוא אפילו מכה קטנה מכם מצער נוכרי לישראל. He says, even the littlest thing that goy would cause pain to Jewish people, HaKadosh Baruch Hu would not nullify this le'olam. The cheshbon, which means the mat with the goyim, is all the time with them. Whatever they're doing, wherever they're running, whatever they're disrespecting us, they're getting paid, and they're gonna get paid. לכן קל להבין שאם ישראל אפילו רשע גמור. He says, חס ושלום, if the Jewish person is a rasha. He does not keep Shabbat, Navilot, Rifot, everything. He's a rasha. And all of a sudden, Niharag al yadei nochri. And Goy chas v'shalom killed him. Mitchaprim kol avonotav. Whatever he did, Michalel Shabbat, Achal Navilot, Rifot, everything Hashem is forgiving him for the sins that he did. Why? Ad kam mi'isodo shel baalei shomer emunim. This is, he says, Baalei Shomrei Emunim, says, even the Rasha, or Jewish person, got killed by the Goy, is Avonot Mechaprim. הקיש הגמור בין הביזיון לרציחה, לכן המתבזה על ידי גוי כאילו נהרג על ידו. He says, if a person disrespecting a Jewish person, it's like either killing him when he is disrespecting him, a Jewish person feel not comfortable, at that moment it's like he's killing the Jewish person. הרבותינו ראשונים מלמדים שביזיון דומה לשפיכות דמים. Our sages say, if a person disrespecting another person, it's like spilling a clean blood. That's what it says, אורחות צדיקים, בספר חסידים, לוקוטי מאורן. רבנו יונה מגירונידי, זיכרונו צדיק קדוש לברכה, מכנה לבנת פנים אבקת רציחה. He says somebody is disrespecting somebody, whether a Jew, whether a Goy disrespecting. He says this is the beginning of killing a person. נמצא ממזה על ידי גוי כאילו נהרג על ידו. If a Goy is disrespecting a Jew, it's like a Goy is killing a Jew. מתחפר עוונותיו. His sins is given forgiven. העיקרון זה נרמז בתהילים. Where we learn this from Tehillim Chaf 25, י"ח י"ט, שדוד המלך עליו השלום ביקש מאת השם יתברך. David HaMelech, King David, is asking from Hashem יתברך. ראה עניי ועמלי וסע לכל חטאותיי. ראה עניי. He says, see my poorness, ועמלי, that I dwell, ויישא כל חטאותיו, and they carry over all my sins. מדוע ראוי שהקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא את מבקשו? He says, why did הקדוש ברוך הוא has to, whatever the David HaMelech says, הקדוש ברוך הוא have to do it. משום ראה אויבי כי רבו ושנאת חמאס שנאוני. He says, הקדוש ברוך הוא, look it, ראה אויבי, look at my enemies. כי רבו שנאתם, they hate us more and more, they hate me more and more. Hamas Seneuni. They start stealing from me. They're doing everything. When David HaMelech used to go to sleep, which is the Gemara says he really slept either 3 hours or 60 seconds, his enemies was plowing him. His enemies was thinking how to do worse to David HaMelech. So when he goes to sleep, if we go to sleep, akol bashalva v'nachat, everything we go to sleep, everything is great and good for us. But there's other people that are sitting and thinking how to do bad to that person, especially to David המלך עליו השלום. הנה במקום אחר שם כתוב, מבקש דוד המלך עליו השלום בין הביזיון לרציחה, דווקא שבמקום עיקרי מדבר על ביזיונות בין הגויים. And David המלך used to ask, give me the ביזיונות of גויים, so I will be disrespected by the גויים. Like it says in the pasuk in Tehillim, תשימני חרפה לשכננו ולעג וקלס לסביבותינו. He says, people disrespect me around me, and I'm still going to praise word to you, Hashem. תשימינו משל בגויים, מנות ראש בלאומים. כל היום כי לימדתי נגד ובושתי פניי כיסתני. מפה מקרב מגדף מפני אויב ומתנקם. He says, Hashem, please do the revenge to the goyim that they disrespected me, because we know David HaMelech, if we to take a Shmuel Aleph, David HaMelech all his life was running from Shaul HaMelech, is from his sons, from outside, from the Plishtim, all the time in a war, and all the time had problems. And by this, today is a Melech HaMashiach. He's going to be Melech HaMashiach. That making the Tehillim, all the suffering that Jewish people going through the Tehillim, people could come out from depression, Yeshua, they could say a lot of redemption. Through who? Melech HaMashiach, which is chosen by Hashem, redemption by the Jewish, he's going to redeem the Jewish people. כי עליך הרגנו כל היום. David HaMelech says, we give our souls and part of our body for you, Hashem, every day. That's what it says. כי עליך הרגנו כל היום, נחשבנו כצאן טבחה. We consider in front of Goyim like a slaughterhouse, like a sheep slaughterhouse, חס ושלום. באותו מטבע לשון עיקש הזר כי ביזיונות רציחה בתפילות תחנונון. הבט משמיים וראה. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu, through David HaMelech, asking Hashem. He says, Habed na mishamayim re'eh. Look to the heavens and see. What to see? Hainu la'ag ve'keles lagoyim, nichshavu kotzon latevach, yovel la'arog la'abed makeh lecharpeh. Goyim all the time, they're treating the Jewish people like a sheep. Sheep, they have nothing. They just take them to the slaughterhouse and just slaughter them. B'chol zot nimshach, שמך לא נשכחנו. בכל זאת, David HaMelech says, everything that Jewish people going through suffering, we never forget about you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. נא אל תשכחנו. And we say, David HaMelech says, בכל זאת, שמך לא שכחנו. David HaMelech says, we didn't forget about your name. נא אל תשכחנו. And we say, please Hashem, please don't forget us also. תחננון התפילה רב עצומה שתקנו חז"ל ואת עתירה נורא בכל כלל ישראל. Chazal, our sages already fixed for us, prefixed the prayer. And what's the prayer? Tachanun. Tachanun, which means he's begging Hashem. שהקדוש ברוך הוא יחשוב את הביזיונון כפיסרות נפש על קידוש השם. He says when a Jew getting disrespected by the goy, it's a קידוש השם in front of Hashem. בעצימה של כתיבה שורות אלו, באה שורה כאשר עוד 16 יהודים שנרצחו על קידוש השם בארץ הקודש. And we see from here people getting killed and died in Eretz Israel al Kiddush Hashem. And he says there's 16 people got killed. כאשר האויבים מבית מבחוץ, להגים וחרפים מגדפים את בני ישראל צאן קדושים. He says, from the inside, the Arabs, from the outside, Esav and all the countries disrespecting Jewish people. And he says following like this, we are the holy tzon, we are the holy sheep. כלל ישראל מתחנן אל השם יתברך, and Jewish people beg for the Hashem יתברך את שמך לא שכחנו. And we say, we don't forget your name. נא אל תשכחנו. Please do not forget us, Hashem. So from here we learn when a person gets disrespected from the goyim, he's taking the goyim, taking the bad away from him. Not only that, he does kiddush Hashem. It's also michaprim avonotav. His sins is also forgiven and forgotten. B'ezrat Hashem, Hashem should give us baracha, tzlacha, briyut, biyad Mashiach, v'chen yeratzon v'nomar, Amen.